I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole.
Lakota warriors do not enter the village upon their return from war until they have been reintroduced to the Great Spirit that is at one with all again. Until the warring spirit is ceremoniously acknowledged for its service, offered gratitude for it in a time of need, and then released, it will remain with the soul of the man and inflict warfare in his spirit. Thus, an internal cause with external effects. Trauma does not ensue haphazardly. These great shamans knew that there are three conditions that must exist in order for trauma to materialize under any circumstances: mental illness, improper diet and/or unhealthy environment, or a basic breakdown of ego-soul communication. External war is merely a reflection of internal battles. Therefore, in order to heal trauma, it is necessary to activate conscious awareness of this internal battle. Once activated, in order to heal it, one must take one's power back from the battle. We must cease fighting and allow ourselves to be whole again. This total lunar eclipse, blood wolf moon, is an invitation to accept the energetic support to purge the toxicity of the traumas that keep us from integrating our full selves, our healed selves, our divine selves, or an opportunity to receive the support you need to do the spiritual work of revisiting and redressing the trauma, to release it. This reading is for those of us who have experienced mama drama trauma. And like the warrior returning from war, we have acknowledged that we experience a condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and/or physical trauma. That she, as a result of her own MDT, is unable, unwilling, and/or unavailable to heal herself. Therefore, we take on the challenge to heal ourselves, to break the cycle by activating our own healing through a process of loving detachment, learning to accept what is with love, the mother that we have, so that we can release the one that we want. Thus aligning our ego and our soul with the contract that we have with the soul that loves us like no other, the bond that is none other, established in a karmic contract to evolve us in self-love and spiritual independence through the experience of mama drama trauma that causes us to have an improper emotional and material diet, an unhealthy environment that brings about the mental illness and internal battle that we consistently and persistently seek that home, seek that house, seek to fill that ever deepening void in our lives, the mother. Great Mother is coming through with the Cancer North Node axis to heal this trauma. This final Leo Aquarius, Leo ruled by the sun, great father energy, is reminding us of the law of divinity, which says, and we, healing MDT, agree that we are first and foremost dearly loved divine children of the great Mother, Father, God, who secondly are never judged or condemned. Thirdly, neither left alone. We are always assisted by our angels, guides, and ancestors. And so shall it be as we re-enter the village of civil, integrated life on this planet we call Earth. Enjoy your readings. Great Mother's message to Aquarius moon sign people. You know, you are Capricorn in the sidereal for the most part, and that means that there's a very strong Saturnal influence in your ego soul alignment because, of course, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Aquarius is ruled by Uranus in the Western, but it's ruled by Saturn in the sidereal. You want to check the links below and get your moon sign. That's going to let you know what your Western and what your sidereal are. Most of you, again, are going to be Capricorn, but some of you will also be Aquarius. Watch both videos to see which resonates with you the best. Your significator here, your card in the center of the spread is the card that tells us what Great Mother's message is to you about the inner work that is needed at this time. And for you, the inner work has to do with accepting how you feel. It is a full moon card, and this is a full moon. It's a gut chakra full moon card, and the gut chakra, of course, chakras, we're talking about your Vedic astrology, your sidereal astrology, and so gut chakra is ruled by Mars, and so Mars rules Virgo and Gemini. So there's an energy here of expression and of a climatic time of expression for you. You're wanting to go home. You're wanting to be at peace with yourself. You're wanting to re-enter the village, Aquarius moon sign people. And Great Mother is saying that if you're not at that place, your inner work certainly involves getting there. It involves you realizing that if you didn't know what you wanted, that is what you want, because the moon is in your 7th house. This has to do with relationships, okay, personal and professional contracts, but here we're talking about soul contracts. So that MDT soul contract to evolve in self-love and spiritual independence, accepting how you feel about that, is going to really set you free here, because the sun is 1st house energy for you, eclipsing this 7th house. And so your soul personality is wanting to, or it is shining through. It's shining through victoriously, in fact, in the nakshatra of Uttarathad. That is very powerful, relentless, righteous willpower toward that divinity that we're talking about here on the Great Mother Speaks channel to heal MDT. This is where you are. This is what's eclipsing maybe some issues that you have with your soul contract. But Great Mother saying, wait a minute, you still have inner work here in your body, in your physical body, in your gut. You know as well that there's still some things with regard to how you feel about being home, what home means for you, the journey that you need to take to find that peace, to align with your soul. Is there anger? Is there insecurity? Do you feel it's worthwhile? Do you think it's even viable? Are you confident about it? Are you thankful that the revelation has come to you that this is where you are and this is emotionally where you're wanting to go? Because the gut is that ego will, right? It's that lower will. It is about what you want to physically materialize into experience. So trusting our gut is about emotion. And emotion is how the ego communicates to the soul. That is how the soul knows where the body mind is in relationship to itself. And the soul downloads its intuitive guidance to the ego. And we see here that the emotions may be what's in play here, overriding the intuition. Or for some of you, you are overlooking really how you feel, because Mercury is now conjunct the South Node in Capricorn with Saturn in your 12th house. So there may be some things that aren't quite clear yet to you. For others, they are abundantly clear with this full moon. And 12th house can either be that something has not quite come to fruition, but it's about to. If it hasn't, it's about to. And I would bet on that with Ishtar here in the position of what's bringing all this up. It's another full moon card. And so the full moon is the light, right? It's revelation. It's the purge that we're talking about, this cleansing that's coming forth to let you know where you are in your healing process. This is a second chakra full moon card. And second chakra rules Sagittarius and Pisces because the second chakra is ruled by Jupiter. And so there's an abundance of energy that's coming up with regard to Jupiter being in its home sign of Sagittarius right now, squaring Neptune. So this energy is 11th house energy connecting with other people. And so how are you, what's coming up is how are you connecting to other people? Are you selling yourself out? Are you still being caught in those patterns of MDT? Or are you embracing your divinity identity? This is a real question that this eclipse is bringing up for you to resolve now, because what you desire is on the line. What you truly desire for your life moving forward is on the line. Accepting your feelings is key to you accepting your desires at this time. So, although that's not a typical position for Aquarius moon sign people to be in, kind of this questioning mode, it seems to be at this particular time during this eclipse. It's all kind of been tossed up in the air for you, because what's in your shadow position, what you don't see, is that you're undergoing a rebirth. You are undergoing a resurrection. This resurrection is definitely not something that you had planned on or that you even recognize. It's in your shadow position. It is a waxing gibbous throat chakra card. It is, in fact, the scene in The Wizard of Oz when Dorothy dissolves the witch and she's melted because of the water, the spiritual water. Now, this water is coming up, and it's getting higher and it's getting higher, and it's above the water line now. And that can be a good thing if you've been through a drought and you need water. And so have you been through a drought, Aquarius moon sign people, where there's just been a dearth of really connecting with how you feel, and now these emotions, these emotional waters are coming through, and you are letting go, letting things get drowned and flushed out that you don't need anymore? Or is it coming above the water line and it's a kind of a drowning that you feel that you're dying? You feel that you are being released yourself into something that is unanticipated. That's in your shadow position. And Great Mother is wanting you to know that your ego soul alignment, the status of that, is being guarded by the angels, is being protected and guided by the angels. In the position of the status of your ego soul alignment is the angel's card, living and loving detachment. They're helping you in this process, Aquarius moon sign people, to detach from the lies that say that you are alone in this process, that your feelings are unworthy to be owned, that you must hold on to those things that not only no longer serve you, but that abuse you, like the witch. She had to go if Dorothy was to survive. And she had to get that broom, which symbolizes her power. So you have to take your power back. And you're not seeing that. You're being guided to do that by the angels. That's the status of your ego soul alignment. You are aligning with that. And those of you who are aware of this, the card that's in the position of your ego, you are consciously processing all of this. Since I would say November for you, the readings have kind of been offbeat for quote unquote typical Aquarius moon sign energies, that quick, innovative, self-starters, sharing information. This has been a very internal process for you. Yes, there's been some knee-jerk, but the knee-jerk has even surprised you. In the past, where you may have been unconscious to some of your knee-jerk reactions to initiating innovation, because it's been so internal, you've been like, wow, what was that just flashed through me, that emotion, that feeling? That's Great Mother coming through. That's the Holy Spirit sparking in you. Sparking in your gut, sparking in your second chakra, sparking, just this excitement at different points and places in your body. Some of you, your skin, you might be getting more goosebumps than usual, that kind of thing. Some of you might actually have some eruptions on your epidermis, your skin. Some of you may be experiencing issues related to your lower legs, your calves, tightening up. Sometimes you get a calf that tightens up, or your ankles, soreness or twisting of the ankles, your Achilles heel. Things that are really associated with how the energy body is processing all of this. This processing card is balsamic moon, gut chakra energy. So your body, your physical body is processing this. This Every Mother card is when Dorothy does return home, that returning to the village, happy, healthy, and whole. Now, even though she doesn't look it, she's getting there, just like the Lakota warriors. They are processed through the mental healing, the environmental diet healing, through guidance to ego, soul, and line. And just as they are, we see Dorothy here processing. Some of you are unconsciously processing as Dorothy is now, half sleep, half awake, waking up out of a dream, Great Mother saying. In the position of the energy that's supporting you to do that is Mother Mary. The law of Divine Father is double yang third quarter moon energy. This is acting on the intuition. So the intuition that you are receiving. This is another gut chakra card. Martian energy is really strong. Conjunct that Uranus. Oh my goodness. And so yes, you're moving around a lot. And so maybe you have heard an ankle twisting around and that kind of thing. Shocks going through you. And I'm not laughing at you. I'm just seeing these reverberations, and they're just so quick and they're so fast. It's almost like animation, and that's probably what you feel in your body, because that is the energy. You are being injected with energy, this surge, this electrical surge, in fact, to activate you on your healing path of accepting your feelings. Now, it can be stuck in the lower chakras, the heart below chakras, and I'm seeing a lot of the heart below the gut chakra, the second chakra here. But we're moving into Osiris Horus card is throat chakra. You want to conscientiously take this out of the shadows, that rebirth and birth, that death and rebirth. You want to make that conscious so that energy can be pulled up. It's out of balance for those of you who are experiencing those impediments, okay, those physical challenges. It's out of balance. So consciously breathe that energy up. Bring that surge up and carefully do it, consciously do it. Let the angels guide you. Just make the conscious decision again to be guided so that you again don't shock. Of course, the heart is the, electrical center of your body, and bring it up through so that it can get your throat chakra, because in the position of why your soul wants to do this inner work of accepting your feelings this full moon is so that it can take its journey through the dark night. The Baba Yaga Wild Woman card is the throat chakra new moon card. This is the conscious entering of the dark night of the soul. Now, most of us enter the dark night unconsciously. I know I did in Healing Mama Drama Trauma. And when we do that, we spend a lot of time marinating in anger, depression, and frustration, because we just don't know what's going on. We don't have a Lakota tradition that welcomes us once we have survived a war and tells us, yes, you've had the outer battle, but now we're going to usher you through the inner battle so that you can become one again. We have to find that on our own. And if you have found this in the course of your discovery, then Great Mother's mission has been fulfilled through the one who has, because this for you is your soul saying, hey, despite the sign that says haunted forest, witch's castle a mile away, I'd turn back if I were you. Like Dorothy and the Three, I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on walking, because I know that I'm going to be guided through this. I'm a divine child of the great Mother, Father, God, who's dearly loved, never judged, condemned, or left alone. So I'm going to be all right. I'm a Lakota warrior who's come back to a village that dearly loves me, is not judging or condemning me or leaving me alone. I'm going to be all right. And that's what your soul wants to do. That's why it wants you to accept how you feel, so that anger that you have for your MDT experience, the anger that we all have, is that the mother is not the one we want. She is not the one we want. She's not going to be. She's going to be the one that we contracted to have this lifetime, which is the one that catalyzes this journey, this inner healing journey, so that we can evolve as souls in loving ourselves and in being spiritually independent from the lies that tell us that we're not. Spiritual independence has to do with the Aquarian age that we're moving into, that we're transitioning into. It's a very important lesson for this age, which is why MDT is a planetary disorder. It is serving a purpose of soul evolution for the next age. Hakati is how your soul wants to make this transition into accepting its feelings. And this inner work, your soul is saying that it wants to have its intuition and its birthright too. It wants to have its cake and eat it too. The Hakati Crossroads card says that you're at the center of this journey and you're deciding what direction to go, MDT or divinity identity. And we have to make this decision every day. It's an aspiration, isn't it? To live in loving detachment. It's not a one trick pony, where, you do that and that's all that you do is just live in loving detachment. That's all. No, we go back and forth, believe you me. And our aspiration is to be ego soul aligned in a way that the soul is still being able to have the realization of its soul purpose, to experience self-love without the validation of anyone, even its mother. To experience, the soul wants to experience spiritual independence, to have its own relationship with the Great Mother, Father, God, to be its own God and its own goddess after the sun and the moon, after the Christ consciousness of Pisces, into the Aquarian Pisces of the individual soul expression. So, Hecate is the witch trying to take Dorothy's ruby red slippers. And, of course, Great Mother, in the form of Glinda the Good Witch, told Dorothy to never take them off. They symbolize her birthright to be happy, healthy, and whole. Well, of course, Dorothy promptly offers them up to the Wicked Witch in exchange for Toto, who symbolizes her intuition. So she is still in the conditioned mind of abandonment and abuse of MDT. And why wouldn't she be? Why wouldn't we be? After all, Miss Golds tried to get Toto at the farm. That's why she ran away in the first place. And then when she came to Munchkin Land, the Wicked Witch of the East was under the house that she landed on, and everybody was celebrating. She didn't know what that was about. People talking about witches and witches showing up. And then the Wicked Witch of the East, her sister, the West, shows up and is trying to kill her for the shoes then. So she knew that she's been on her heels ever since. And that is what healing MDT is about. And how the story of the Wizard of Oz was derived is that throughout the entire process, the mother will dog you whether she's alive or not. The programs will dog this healing process. You know, you're not this, you're not that, you're wrong, this and whatever. Those kinds of things are in the hard drive of consciousness, which is why Great Mother's coming through and she's saying that you're processing all this new stuff, this total lunar eclipse, Aquarius moon sign people, and the energies are supporting you to realize you don't have to give none of it up. You're at a crossroads where you can have both. You could always have both. But now you consciously realize that the energy is surging through your very being to testify to that. You just have to bring it to your heart above consciousness, your throat chakra, your higher will to own it. Nah, you can't have my shoes and you can't have Toto either. Next. That would be your likely outcome as a result of doing this work, Aquarius moon sign people. And that's the Nut goddess card, the goddess of the Egyptian dark sky, the mother of the Egyptian constellations. Now, root chakra is ruled by Saturn, and we return where we began. Saturn rules Aquarius in the sidereal, but we're talking chakras, we're talking sidereal. Your sidereal moon sign is Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. And so it's in the South Node, and the outcome that is very likely from doing this inner work of accepting your feelings, owning the fact that you are being guided, and to recognize this guidance is taking you through a process of death and rebirth, which may seem scary because you're entering the dark night of the soul. But don't give up your intuition. Don't give up your birthright to be happy, healthy, and whole, regardless. Accept how you feel. Act on it. Don't sell yourself out. You are going to be challenged in this regrounding, Aquarius moon sign people. Newt the orphan is telling us at the very opening of the movie, the very opening scene where Miss Galt is chasing Toto off of her property, that there are lines to be drawn. Yes, it was innocent that Toto was on her property, but that was because the child was trying to communicate her intuition about being abandoned and abused. When the mother is unable, unwilling, and unavailable to accept her own MDT, it is an infringement upon her boundaries to consistently insist that she acknowledge yours. And that may be something that you're still trying to do, Aquarius moon sign people. Saturn's not going to let you do it. You're going to accept that on some level through this eclipse, and it may take, if not up until April, where the nodes shift in the sidereal to Sagittarius, Gemini, Sagittarius, we'll stay in Capricorn, Cancer for the next year and a little more. But in the Vedic, right now, it's also Cancer, Capricorn, North Node, South Node. They will be moving to Gemini, Sagittarius in April, and so this might change for you by then. By April, you may have a come to Jesus moment where, okay, I am an orphan. But right now, it doesn't seem like that's something you're accepting, because Dorothy, that was the very beginning of her journey. That's the beginning of the movie. She hasn't started on any journey yet, except to run home and try to convince her adoptive mother, to listen to her. And so she keeps trying to get people to listen to her until she realizes she has to listen to herself. And so that's where you are now. The new moon in Capricorn and Aquarius has already passed. The new moon in Aquarius. We have a new moon in Aquarius coming up, don't we? So this is new moon, root chakra. It could be Capricorn or Aquarius. We've already had Capricorn. For some of you right now, right around this time, you have accepted that there is an aspect of your relationship that you're going to just have to lovingly detach from, and that you are going to grow from it. You're going to be more self-loving as a result of it, more spiritually independent as a result of it, and appreciate it as the soul contract that it is to evolve you in those areas. This is a very important message for you, this total lunar eclipse, Aquarius moon sign people. Receive it as the loving message that it is from Great Mother to hold you in powerful stead. Great Mother does not view us as weak. She views us as very strong and undaunted gods and goddesses. So she has pulled back the veil for you for this reading, and I hope that this year and this lunar cycle, as well as the nodal axes that we're entering, is a very blessed one for you. Thanks for watching, sharing, and liking. But above all and most all, remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too.
Great Mother speaks. I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary.